Hey guys, when things are feeling uncertain, both globally and personally, there are things that you can do in your daily life that help you take control and give you peace of mind. Today's practical prepping tip I bring to you with an action step. It should hopefully be no additional cost to you above and beyond your normal daily budget. It should bring you peace of mind, reduce your stress, and all it requires is one small change in habit and mindset, and it involves somewhere you're already going, the gas station. So before we get started, I have a question for you guys. Please leave in the comments what you're currently paying for a regular gallon of gas in your community. And also, what is your fill up point? Are you one of those drive it until it's empty, I know my vehicle, I can push it as far as I can go? Or are you more of a play it safe, conservative, keeping it full, topped off kind of individual? I can tell you in my personal life, I have been both. And for my own peace of mind, I tend to steer more towards the latter these days. My personal fill up point and my encouragement to you is to start treating your half tank as though you would treat an empty tank. So not that you necessarily have to pull over and fill up your tank right then and there, but you can start making tentative plans that the next time you're in town or the next gas station that you pass where it's convenient, that you make it a priority to stop and pull over. So there's reasons for this. One, it's going to give you peace of mind. Common lies that we tell ourselves as adults is I'll have time to do it later. Usually and frequently that'll be the day that you sleep through your alarm, or for whatever reason your kids are running slow, or you hit all sorts of traffic. In my case, it might be like a herd of deer or a cow on the highway. But for whatever reason, things are not going your way and you are not on schedule. That inevitably is going to be the day that you were counting on that extra 5 minutes to stop and pull over and fill up. So don't do that to yourself. You can save yourself that stress ahead of time by just topping it off whenever you get around half a tank. If you are doing this as an emergency preparation, which I highly recommend that you do, because again, the whole point of prepping is to add layers of security and give yourself a buffer. If you find yourself in a minor emergency, I can tell you that there has been times at this very gas station, for whatever reason, they lost power or they didn't get their gas deliveries and they didn't even have the ability to fill up tanks. And I have watched people have meltdowns, like literal emotional, like they knew that they weren't going to make it to the gas station, yelling obscenities. And I truly felt for them. I've been in those shoes, because when you are counting on having just enough to roll into the pump and for whatever reason the pump doesn't deliver, that is stressful. Don't do that to yourself, guys. You can totally avoid that. And it is easy as just stopping when you hit half. So if you are talking a major emergency and you have evacuation orders or you have some sort of natural disaster coming through and you have to get out of Dodge, the last place you want to be is having to fill up at the gas station. And chances are real good that if it is that type of scenario, there's going to be lines. You want to use that time and energy and be able to focus on just leaving. Do not put yourself in a bind where you have to sit here and get gas. You can do better for you and your family. You owe it to yourself and your family to not be in that position. And guaranteed, if you have half a tank and you have to roll out of town for whatever reason, you're going to make it somewhere that has gas that hopefully has less pressure and less necessity being put upon the tanks themselves. And so that gives you, again, that buffer. Number 3, especially in these days and times. So currently my gas is $4.19 a gallon. Just last week, I believe I paid $4.09 for a gallon of regular. And just a couple weeks ago, it was $3.79. So if you are using this strategy, you are going to potentially save yourself money, because instead of filling up at the higher price, a handful of days from now, a week from now, whatever your time frame is, you are going to maximize your savings by putting in the lower cost gas now, albeit it won't last as long because you're only filling up half a tank. But rather than putting the financial pressure on yourself for a full tank at a higher price, you have cost averaged and saved yourself some. You can scale this potentially by using things like additional storage tanks. Do be aware that gas does have a shelf life, and if you are storing it long term, you'll have to do things like stabilizers. But if you have the means and ability, it never hurts to put in additional layers. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope that this brought you something of value. If it did, please give it a like. Share it with a friend that you think may find this useful. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. I try to bring regular prepping tips for families, not necessarily apocalypse prepping, although bring on the zombies, because if you're prepping, you might as well prep deep and wide. And also, I am a homesteader because my prepping journey led me to the realization that I needed skills, and back to basics was where I went and started raising animals. So if any of that interests you, please follow along on my journey. We shall talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.